Hey everybody, Jeff with the Grand Lake Outdoor Report. As always, thanks for listening. Man, we have got some beautiful weather around the shores of Grand Lake, but it is a little steamy out there. We had a nice thunderstorm move through yesterday, and it cooled things off and gave everything a drink. I had probably about a half inch of rain over here at Monkey Island, and it sure helped things out. We've got really clear water right now. The lake is very stable as we prepare to move into the 4th of July weekend, which is coming up. The lake will be wild and crazy, and I would say that if you're going to plan on fishing next week, after about Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday, you probably better plan on doing it early in the morning, because the big old boats and the wave runners are going to be running. There's going to be people surfing and tubing, and the old lake's going to get churned up, and it's going to be kind of tough to fish in areas. Now, if you're in the upper end of the lake, let's just say from the mouth of Elk River up into Three Fingers, and even all the way up into Twin Bridges, I don't think you're going to have to deal with nearly as much boat traffic. But Elk River will be busy, and Honey Creek will be busy, Sailboat Bridge, and from there all the way to the dam will be extremely busy. I haven't seen what the forecast is looking like, but if it continues with this warm, sunny pattern with some lighter winds, boy, the lake will be very busy. Now, let's talk a little bit about some fishing. So one of the things that I'm getting out doing is I'm using all of my fishing experience with crappie and bass, or with crappie and trout and white bass and catfish, all of my boat control and live scopes and fish finders and GPS knowledge. I'm using all that to learn how to catch black bass here on the lake and go out and consistently target them. We've got a lot of great bass anglers around the lake, but that, a lot of those guys, that's primarily what they do. And I've spent many years kind of on the other side of the table, fishing for everything but black bass. But now that Lucky Strike is up and going, and we've got all these wonderful bass lures, and I'm the leader of the company, it's time for me to get out there and really learn a lot about what these lures do, how they perform, to kind of mix and match what's going on. Like, currently I'm figuring out that I can run the Lucky Bug and the Swimming Minnow with the smaller scroungers and target crappie and target white bass. I've been out this last week fun fishing, and I've been using a product that we have in a kit called a ringworm. Now, our ringworms are going to be out in individual packages a little bit later this summer, but right now we've got a ringworm kit, and I'm using a ringworm. It's a kind of a tequila sunrise color. I'm Carolina rigging that, and I was fishing out around the middle of the lake on some long points for the last few days, and I've really caught some nice bass. And I went out with Owen, my youngest son, last Friday, and Owen switched over to a football head jig we have called Peanut Butter and Jelly, PBJ, 3 ounce, and he put a crawdad trailer on that. And Owen caught a 6-pound bass, and he caught a 4.5-pound bass, and he caught a 3-pound bass. And I was cranking a scrounger, the 3/8 scrounger, with a craw bug out of the craw bug kit, which used to be called the old Guido bug. Years ago, Guido and Dion Hibden designed a crawdad for Lucky Strike, and it was originally called the Guido bug, but now it's in our craw bug kit. And I was using that on a scrounger, and I had some really nice bites. I got my line broke once, and then the other bite that I had, I fought him up until I got to where I just couldn't quite see him, but both of those were really nice fish. So I'm having a lot of fun learning how to do this out there, and you're going to get to hear a lot more bass information than you've probably heard. on Grand Fishing Report ever, maybe since Ivan Martin was around, because our bass anglers just don't like to talk about bass fishing and what they're catching their fish on. So I guess I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be out fishing with my friends and sharing pictures and videos of how we're out catching bass on the Lucky Strike Fish Lucky Lures. Now, again, I would like to mention our friends over at the Grove Walmart have a nice assortment, a beginning assortment of Lucky Strike products in their store. Trish down at Littlefield Sporting Goods has got a catalog from us now, and she's interested in putting some Lucky Strike products in her store. Laramie down at L&L Outdoors has got the catalog and the pricing, and we're hoping that Laramie put some Lucky Strike products in his store down there in Jay. So there's a lot of people that are starting to go ask for these products, and you're going to hear me talk about them a lot more. I wish my buddy Toby Keith was here to get on the radio report and talk to you all about them, because he had such a passion about this. Jimmy Houston is out telling everybody about it, and it's just a wonderful thing to relaunch this old brand. And I can't take the credit for a lot of the bass products that are in this brand. I mean, there's been many wonderful bass anglers and ownership groups that have came before us that had some really good products in them. So we're relaunching all that stuff, and you're going to get to hear me talk about it. Back over to the fishing, Hayden's been catching a lot of crappie. He's starting to catch a lot more of them on brush piles now than he is docks. He's mainly using some minnows right now, but he will cast a lucky bug or a little crappie scrounger up there and pick a few off if they're up on top before he gets over there with the minnows. Catfishing is good. My neighbor Lance is down here fishing on his dock right now. I hollered at him this morning. He said catfish are biting good over here at the point of Shangri-La. I've been seeing people fish my dock light at night, and if I'm outside, I let the dog out to go take a leak before we go to bed. I'll holler at those guys down there, and I never know who that is down there in the dark fishing those lights, but they've been catching some fish. I enjoy watching people catch those fish down there. So that's a great way to fish in the summertime if you can't stand the heat, is to find somebody that's got some dock lights around their dock. Just don't get on their dock and just treat everything respectfully, and you can slip up there and catch a lot of nice fish around those dock lights. So anyway, guys, it's Jeff with the Grand Lake Outdoor Report. I want to also mention my wife's business, VIP, over on Grand Lake, the Day Spa, and then she's got ongrandtime.com, and lots of cool T-shirts, hats, coasters, stickers, beach towels, all kinds of fun things, all branded with custom artwork on grandtime.com. She says we're living on Grand Time. Hey, we hope you have a great weekend, and good luck out there.